March 31st, 2019. Can't believe it's been that long. It was a sad day for hip-hop. Tonight on Dusty Vision Radio, I'm going to play clips of people I've interviewed in the past, specifically back in 2019, shortly after Nipsey was taken from us. I'm just going to play random clips. Take yourself back to 2019. It was a different time for sure. Even though it was only 5 years ago, the country, the world was a different place. Then we got hit with that BS in 2020 and everything changed. But take yourself back to 2019, the day we lost Nipsey Hussle.
People are walking up across Crenshaw, bringing flowers, balloons, anything they have to pay tribute to this man who, in many, many ways, was an icon in this community.
Condolence and respect, to the family, his mother, first and foremost, his brothers, sisters, and all his, immediate family, and then extended to, his beautiful queen, R0LLN, and then, of course, his kids, man, and, I just want to, just give, respect to that first and foremost before I even speak on, him, because of the respect level. First of all, man, I was hurt, man, deeply, for whole, for the, since it happened, I really was kind of like in a mid-depression, far as, how, he was, how it happened, first and foremost. And then, as time went on, and God continued to show that his purpose was bigger than the tragedy of his life being taken. And also, when you look at that, you got to draw the line, of how the people that lost him, that doesn't really have that effect that it would on the movement, and how his legacy has created, a awareness that's already been aware, but also, but it allowed to put an immediate attention back to a lot of issues that, not only, we as black people, because it's not just a black issue, but it's a people's issue, and, but when you talk about the people that, that's dealing with the real issues of, gangs and, poverty and, dealing with, your life and, the cards you're dealt. And, when someone like Nipsey, took his cards and he lived by example, and not only that he, talked about, a way, he lived by that way, and very few can say that they stood by what they believed in, like in heart, you can say in my heart, I don't like something, right? I don't like that, right? But I sit back in the cut with the power to be able to make a difference with that, but I don't do it. So how does that, rub to all the people out there who didn't do what a Nipsey done? And then for people like me who live that type of mentality, like for me, like all my years in music as havoc, I went to the communities, I was in the hood, I, did the Boys and Girls Challenge Club, I went to the, the high schools and did all of the things to talk to the kids, and, the SCC, we, made ourselves, involved with, things that before Nipsey even got out there and put it on his level, other people felt that way. They just never, done it in a way how Nipsey did it, and he deserved all of the credit he deserves. He deserved all of the accolades that, people, because you see so much social media on Nipsey, and then there's a lot of, people, that's kind of, rubbing his death the wrong way to me, but that's only my opinion, and I stay out of it, but I still be like, damn, you really wrote that? Like, Like that, like you really trying to, But then again, that's because I'm hurt. But you know, are you mad when people sell a Martin Luther King shirt? Are you mad when they sell a Malcolm X shirt? Are you mad? You know what I mean? So when does it become where that if Nike can go out there and make all this money off the hood, so why do the people that's in the poverty, poverty stricken, go out and gain some type of, which is, I can't say either way, but I'm just saying that other people can benefit, that's on this white collar level. But when somebody who's not on the white collar level benefit from something, then they want to strike it down. But economics, man, gonna always be what it is. But just not to get off the subject, but man, Nipsey, he did something that very few ever be able to do. Like, how I look at him is, I see a touch of Martin Luther King, I see a touch of Malcolm X, I see a touch of Tupac, I see a touch of Barack Obama, I see a touch of him, I see a touch of of all these great leaders and people who had these great status and statue that believe in a big purpose but had their own lane. And also the spirit of Jesus. Not saying he were Jesus, but the fact that God is everything. You get it? And so the spirit of what he represented just has an impact in a moderate day setting compared to how it was back when Jesus did what he did, and I'm not comparing. That's not what I'm doing, but I'm just saying the impact that, someone who's deaf, can impact a certain culture and people.
60s and A-Trays came together after Nipsey Hussle's passing. Explain to me how you felt that day.
Oh man, it was a beautiful thing, man. To come together with some enemies that we shot at and had beef with for over 40 years. It was a good thing because we like the two biggest hoods in LA as far as the Crips. And we was the ones that started the biggest Crip beef with each other. Was the Crip on Crip beef was us in the 60s, the A-Trays, and it was just a beautiful thing, man, that we was able to do that, and everybody was able to see that we can bring peace amongst us. You know what I'm saying? And it is some controller behind it. You know what I'm saying? It could be stopped. It could be deceased. We still have to just work on the youngsters, the kids that's out here want to prove a name for themselves, that ain't ready for the peace because they just got involved, so they want to make a name for themselves. So we just have to sit back and talk to them, you know what I'm saying? And show them that it's a brighter future than just this gangbanging shit. They have an option.
Do you think there will ever be true peace in Los Angeles?
You mean no gang wars?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know. I can't say yes. I would hope so. I would pray that it will be one day, someday.
The smartest hustles you've done in your life? One of the best flips?
Buying studio equipment, leaving my spot. I had a spot, I was 18, and I was hustling out of a spot. I had a car, I had these Alpinas on my car. Everybody in LA was trying to get these rims from me. All the niggas I was hustling was like, that was BMW rims. You ever see the Alpina BMW turning into a Connect a little bit? And I'm like 18, and I was like, I'm about to go head first into the game, or I'm about to fuck with this music, because I got a couple dollars I can invest. And I talk about it on the record, on the album called Loaded Bases. Okay. I was sitting on my Lincoln, I started thinking, I'm talking about that car. And basically I hit one of my boys, D-Mac, who been asking me about the car. And I'm like, man, we still want to buy? He like, yep. I'm like, you ready right now? He pulled up on me with a bag of money, sold him the car, went to the Guitar Center, bought my equipment. And I was a rapper after that.
Now, speaking of rolling 60s, talk to me about how your neighborhood, or how you specifically took it when Nipsey Hussle lost his life out here from Shitty Cuz.
Oh yeah, oh man, that shit hurt me. I was actually in a sale just finishing up a 10-year bid. I got out like 3 or 4 days after he died.
Oh wow! So you fresh out of a 10-year bid. That I did
Yeah.
not know. I did notice that your social media just started about a year ago because I was trying to look some stuff up. So that makes perfect sense. Okay, keep going. Yeah, what do you remember about that day?
I just remember, you know what I'm saying, like I said, a lot of my homies, they be steady going back to Cali doing this and third, and I got homies that, you know what I'm saying, in the club with Nip, chilling with Nip, you know what I'm saying, just trying to follow his lead, and I was just so excited and ready because I knew, you know what I'm saying, I could do the same thing, and I couldn't wait to just meet him and this, that, and the third, and it's just like, I was listening to the radio on my cell, and the next thing you know, I heard Nip been shot. And I remember getting on my door like, hey, man, y'all won't believe this. I'm like, what? Man, Nip dead. And just everybody started, representing, kicking their doors, da-da-da-da-da. But yeah, it hurt, man, because I was looking so forward to it. And especially a Crip like him, you feel me? Like a lot of guys that's banging, they doing this stuff for the wrong reasons, trying to make fashion statements and this, that, and the third, just trying to, turn up for social media when they really ain't about that, really, and they don't really know what's going on. But Nip, he was uplifting. He was uplifting the community. You know what I'm saying? He was representing Crip the proper way and how it's really supposed to be done. So to find somebody like him to do that, and then, honestly, it's nothing new. If you do that, you getting killed. Look at the history from anything from Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, the Black Panther Party, all that stuff. If you stand up and you try to bring the people together, it's bound to happen. But knowing that it happened, like I said, I ain't gonna it hurt me, and I don't know him personally, and I was just looking forward to meeting him, but it hurt because you seeing whether he Crip or not, it was a good brother.
Talk to me about Nipsey Hussle and how you felt when you heard that news, dog.
That one crushed me as well. Like, I remember with that one. So at that one, I was at a carnival, right, with my family, and then like it was me. It was some Samoan in front of me was some Samoan cat. But him was some black cat, back to me was some white boy and some Asian cat, right? None of us knew each other. And white boy was like, hey, did you know what happened? We're like, what? Like, Nipsey Hussle. I was like, what? The cat kid Nipsey. I was like, what? Bam, we all got on our, it got quiet. Because before that, where everybody was all talking, like, usually I talk to people like, nobody I know, we just start chopping it up, shooting the shit. We all started laughing about the games, the rides, the prices, As bad as that, you're like, damn, spend all this money, right? And that's when the Bible said, we all got our phones to look, and we're like, damn, like, we all just got quiet, like,
wow.
It impacted us that deep, like, we're all just quiet, like, damn, and it was just a moment of silence, like, fuck, dude, like.
All races, too, that's the crazy part. He touched all races, homie.
You know what I mean? And we're like, fuck, they got nipped, and like, it hit us all at the exact same time in the exact same way, like, we all felt that pain, like, what the fuck, like, Nipsey Hussle, like, man, like, it was tragic, you know what I mean? And the way it impacted us was crazy, So I was just like, I couldn't believe it, dog. I was like, damn, neither could they, you know what I mean? And me being an artist, like, I love Nip, dog. I love his music, you know what I mean? I love what he stood for. So that shit really hit close to home, Yeah, that shit really got me deep. And then actually this song, so what had happened was that, like, I fuck with Nip tough. I fuck with him before he blew up, So this song, the homie had shown me. Okay, so he was playing the beat in his garage, and I hadn't heard this song yet. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, I like that shit. So then, what ended up happening was I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do something to it. You know what I mean? So what ended up happening was that, and this song is actually old. It's actually like. I would say like 2 years old. My engineer been having it. He basically told me, he's like, you should release it. I'm like, nah, it's old. He's like, it's old to you, but it's new to the world.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I think it was like a year or two old. And I was like, fuck it, let's do it. So then my camera guy, shout out to Dom, was like, let me shoot it. So I was like, let's shoot it then, fuck it, you know what I mean? So yeah, so this is basically like, and then after I had spit the song, I heard the original, and I was tripping. I was like, oh shit, my manager was like, that's crazy. I'm like, what? He's like, you guys are saying the same stuff, but just from two different walks of life.
And you hadn't even heard the original until then. That's crazy, homie.
Yeah.
If you really look at it, why everybody else has a leader that can lead them, but every time we get a leader, they get shut down.
A good leader at that. we got a bunch of people faking to be leaders right now, you know, but when we get a good leader, he's gone. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Tupac, you know what I mean? People like
down to Nipsey.
We got a bunch down to Nipsey, but we got a bunch of, in my opinion, goofballs like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson running around calling themselves black leaders. But that's a whole other story for a whole other day.
Yeah, but see, but the racist white people is the one who chose them as being black leaders.
Thank you, dog.
We didn't choose anybody to become a black leader. Right.
White people choose, trip on this, white people choose what to call us. Okay, from the 50s to 60s, we're going to call them Negroes. From the 70s, we're going to call them blacks. Like, the white people are picking all of this shit. They're picking our history. They're picking all of this, man.
Right. And we don't do nothing about it. And so when you look at the people over in Vietnam and those third world countries, they feel sorry for black people. They be said, like, we feel sorry for you because you let them to brainwash you and treat you, you know what I'm saying? It's like, we don't have nobody to step up. And Nipsey was going to be the next one. He was going to be the next one to change because people was following him. See, that's the thing. They like, the white people can follow these black artists. That's no problem. But when you got too many people that can follow you, your own people, and you can make a change and a difference, you ain't gonna last long, bro. They gonna gun you down. And that's why you look at Eric Holder. What reason? That man didn't do nothing to you for you to shoot him. And then they said Nipsey's last words was, "Man, you got me.
Yeah,
you got me." And he turned back around and came back and kicked him in the head and shot him in the head. It was something. Somebody put a narrative in his back. And I'm gonna tell you something else. This is gonna kill you. A friend of when we was Himalayas, we was on Dominique DePrima's street.
She's a legend in the radio, man.
Right. We was on her radio station and we were talking as Himalayas talking about the DWB law, the driving while black. Okay. And Christopher Darden was on there with us. And so I talk to him every blue moon. But just yesterday, when I seen him on the internet, I asked him this question. He never hit back. I was like, brother, not to disrespect you or be all up in your business, but I need to know who hired you to represent Eric Holder at first. Yeah. Eric Holder don't got no money like that to hire a Christopher Darden.
Yep.
Who sent that? Who got him that lawyer? And so Christopher Darden excluded himself because he said he was getting too many death threats for representing Eric Holder. You feel what I'm saying? See, something is going on, brother. Something going on.
Man. R.I.P. Nipsey, man. That hurts me. That really hurt me. I once again, I cried. I'm a hip hop fan. I love this shit. I'm not a fan. This is my life. You know what I mean? When I hear dumb shit like that happen, it really, really fucks with me. You know, what are your general thoughts on the whole situation that went down?
Well, I mean, just looking at it from the outside, looking in, you know what I'm saying? My heart goes out to Nipsey's family, you know, rest in peace, neighborhood Nip, Keyway Christ, you know what I mean? I'm rolling. And the other thing is, I kind of just, when I see certain things like that, I don't understand what one individual would do to fuck up the whole team from each. And it's selfish. I don't agree with it. I don't even know why there weren't certain special precautions taken in place when he was a high guarded figure. You know, if he's trying to make some shit shake for, you know, his hood or whatever, you know, that's cool. Two thumbs up. But when it comes to an individual that's just, you know, a nigga hating on the man, you know, from the outside looking in, it just looks like the narrative is like, bruh, just fucked it up for everybody. Like, you know, his name is no longer going to be Eric Holder. It's going to be Eric Dick Holder. There's memes going around right now with his ass getting fucked up. You know, he deserves it. And to be honest with you, I don't know what that man's sentence is going to look like, but on the mainland, he's probably not even very welcome. And eventually, he's going to be in PC. He's not going to survive general population. And they're going to have a field day with his ass. And as far as how everything is, like, I don't necessarily know. Like, we've had several different transcripts that have been out there on the internet for people to read, you know. And for me, it just feels like, you know, some hating ass shit. I can't really, like, you know, I can't get no more thorough than that, man. I never I was taught that if you see one dude get on, this man is going to do right, and he's going to help put the others on, so that he can put everybody in a situation where everybody can eat. Right? It just so happens that hey, that star player of the team has the limelight. You know, let him do his thing. You feel me? But when you got somebody on the side that feels otherwise to you, no matter just looking back at it, like when he got shot the first 3 times, and he came back and then he shot him 3 more times, then he kicked him. It's almost like in his energy, he was been waiting for that for a minute. Like he had that hatred. That hatred didn't just grow overnight. He been felt some kind of way about it. I think his old hood name is what? Shitty Cuz?
Shitty Cuz.
They call him? Yeah. I feel like, situation like that, I mean, I can't speak on behalf of Big U or nothing like that, but I can imagine from several interviews that has been documented, and the word on the street is that Nipsey was like a son to Big U,
Yeah.
I would feel like, everybody grieves different. You've seen how Pac-Man the Gunman felt. He backed up from a lot of people after that,
I'm not familiar. I know the name, of course, obviously, but I'm not sure. I don't know how he dealt with the whole situation.
Well, Pac-Man the Gunman, he's one of the members on All Money In.
Yeah.
He's one of the, another 60s. You know what I'm saying? Another member, highly respected figure amongst the community. Very reputable,
Okay.
Shout out to his homies, you know what I'm saying?
And you said he just fell back?
I mean, and he's been making music, bro. Like when Nip first died, in the song, he was like, I can't believe y'all let him kill Nip. You feel me? Like he wouldn't say a name, but when he said say, it feels like damn. And just looking back at the video footage, when it first happened, it was like damn. Breadwinner, we supposed to be protecting him from any threats, but from the way the footage looked, it looked like, oh, this guy is no threat, so that's why security measures weren't set in place for him. Because, the hood is notoriously known for, killing rats, So, another thing is, you gotta look at stuff like, okay, well, if Eric Holder, which, a.k.a. Shitty Cuz, what I'm saying, is a rat, he wouldn't have been nowhere near to have that level of access to Nip like he did. Especially if you got homies out patrolling around, they're not going to let him get that close. So it might be something that is missing from that whole equation. Like I said, it's just my view from outside looking at it. But there definitely could be other narratives being portrayed.
You were around for the Tupac killing in 1996. How does this Nipsey Hussle thing compare, if it even does? What are the differences that you think?
I think Tupac has already made a big mark in the music world. I mean, Tupac had proven himself and had done so much in such a short time. I mean, the man had made a couple of movies. He'd done he got a triple platinum album. Shot the police, got away with it, went to jail, got out. I mean, all that was public knowledge. So it made his profile a lot bigger. It may not have been the profile he wanted, but because of the kind of cat that he was and the stuff that he did in such a short time. Tupac was only, 25 when he died? 24, 25?
Yeah, 25.
He was a young dude. I mean, this dude, Digital Underground, solo career, go to jail, shoot the police, get out of jail for allegedly a rape, got shot before all that, okay? And, didn't come out and make a double album, go platinum. His world was spinning like a son of a gun, man. And, you go from a guy like Atron, who's the coolest cat in the world, as far as management, to the whirlwind of confusion with Suge and all that that comes along with that. That right there is a lot different than when Nipsey was in a different situation. Nipsey was more grounded in the hood, in the community, and he was growing. He had grown, but I don't think at that time he had reached the same status of Tupac. I mean, he definitely had a big popularity. That's no doubt about it. but it was just, I think Tupac's profile was raised more because of his versatility in the movies and in the music, and what he had done in his private life.
Hindsight being 2020, is there any way this could have been prevented?
Yeah, I think Nipsey was such a good-hearted dude, and as much of a gangster as he was a good-hearted dude. He always gave people a chance. He didn't want to keep that homeboy get too close to him, and that was the wrong dude at that time. I don't know, we still don't know all the details, all the conspiracy still behind it. But I never forget, man. I was in my studio where I am right now, and I was just straightening up the studio, and I heard my boys heard he got shot off the streets. It hadn't hit the news yet. And they were talking about it. Oh man, Nipsey got shot. And I didn't know much about Nipsey other than he had sold those CDs like $1,000 a piece or something like that.
Yeah,
he had 100 CDs for $1,000, something like that. And I remember him doing that, pulling that move. I thought that was interesting, but I also thought it was interesting that Jay-Z got involved with it. I had no idea he was as deep as he was in the community, and but it still was. It was a shock to see how they reacted to him. When the first thing they said was, man, if he got shot, the streets is gonna be messed up. If he died, the streets are gonna be messed up. I'm like, who is this dude and why do you feel that way? And sure enough, man, one of my guys, he didn't get killed, but the streets got real tough for him for a hot minute. He didn't do nothing. Just the heat just came down on everybody for no reason, man. It's amazing how sometimes we feel we have to go kill another brother when a brother get killed. I don't understand that one, Doc.
Yeah.
We got to go on. We got a brother get killed, and we have to go on a rampage killing more brothers for a brother killing a brother.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
What class you go to learn that shit? What seminar did you get that information from? But that's what happened, man. Just thank God he didn't get caught slipping. But that was pretty much the gist of the situation.
Damn. So I do believe after this happened, several of Shitty Cuz, which is the guy who killed him, his family they pretty much mocked him. They was popping people up with mud.
They were done after that. Yeah. It was pretty much a wrap,
Yeah. And that's what people don't realize. The actions of yourself can take out your family, man. Like something my cousin did could get me killed. Something your uncle did could get you killed. You know what I mean?
Right. Which again, how does that do? What does that do? But perpetuate the situation and make it worse.
Mm-hmm.
How does anybody winning off that game right there? Where's the winner at? Where do you win on that game right there when you have to go out and retaliate against an innocent person because you hurt or upset? You think by causing his family pain that was gonna ease your pain? Not. That's like some characters think they can blow out your candle and make theirs brighter. No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that.
Yeah. I'm curious for this case to get started. I know it's already been a year, and sometimes these murder cases can take 3, 4, 5 years to even get started. But I'm curious to see if he's going to plead insanity, because didn't he go that route for a bit?
He pulled up in the nut house. He pulled up at the nut house. And that's where they found him at the mental institution over in Downey. He's like, can I get a room? Can I get a room today?
What was your thoughts when you heard about Nipsey Hussle getting shot by his?
Well, my thoughts of Nipsey Hussle, I thought that was not a good thing that happened to him. I mean, as far as being a man and what he stood for, I respected everything that he did, because he made a lot of impact in his world. It's just unfortunate he got taken out by somebody who kind of was outcasted from his gang. And to me, everybody in their hood got somebody like that that's outcasted, that's looking to take somebody out, that's doing something, or that's trying to make their neighborhood better. And unfortunately, he fell victim to somebody who was like that.
Yeah.
So me, I respect everything that he did. You know, to me, he was somebody who he had a heart to help people, and he had a heart to make the world better, and he had a heart to unite everybody. And unfortunately, it never happened. But that's what I'll always remember about him, no matter, you know, even though he's from the other side, I would always remember that about him, and that's what I'll always respect about him and what he tried to do as far as bringing unity back.
It's an important, unfortunate situation in hip-hop history, but take yourself back to March 31st, 2019, and, you know, you heard about the death of Nipsey Hussle. You know, talk to me about, you know, what the hood was feeling, how, you know, how you were feeling, and just what went down that day.
Yeah, so it was fucked up, man, because let me tell you, I was in LA in 2019 when he got killed, and I was actually on 64th. That's a street in the hood, man. I was out there, and I was actually at one of the homegirls' crib, man, and we was chilling. I'm out there. I was focused on like making some music, and you know, it's just one of them days, man. You know, wasn't nobody. I just wasn't trying to be out that day. And then like we had heard the news. I saw it on my phone first, and at first I was just like, yo, you know, like ain't no way, like we can just go right up here, like from 64th to Crenshaw and Slauson in like 3-4 minutes. I'm like, bro, we can just drive up there and see. Man, like as soon as we saw like the news, we was like, yo, if it's real, we'll be. I seen the fucking helicopters in the sky and shit. I'm like, yo, did he really get killed? You know, because I seen the messages and them shits kept popping back to back to back to back, and they wasn't letting nobody over there and shit. Man, I was like, yo, this man really got shot. You know, and we just out, we can't get nowhere near him. We can't see him. None of that. We just, you know, all we can do is just be like, fuck, like we just hope he make it through. And I mean, we got the news later on, you know, he passed away and shit, man. But yeah, I was actually in LA at the time, man. It was fucked up, man. I was hurt about that one because Nipsey, you know, as me and you already had conversations off the interview, man. Like Nipsey was one of them dudes I had a close relationship with that was to me an artist that made it, and he was thorough about his, man. So that shit hurt.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and from what I read in those text messages, it seemed like you guys were, you know, he let me, you know, read a couple of DMs between him and Nipsey, and yeah, it's a beautiful thing that you had that relationship with dude, man. What was he like?
Yeah.
Homie? Talk to me about just, you know, his aura and everything, man. I never had the chance to meet him, but I've heard great things.
Yeah, I mean, Nip, man, to me, like, granted, people like Pac-Man and Jay Stone, they were his artists, so granted, they were around him way more than me. I was just one of them dudes that's like, yo, he from the hood, yo, I fuck with little dude, man, you know, but Nipsey was one of them dudes, man, like, you could come around Nip, and Nip was one of them dudes that's always like, yo, you straight, you need something, you good? He was one of them type of people that's always trying to make sure whoever around him, they straight, and if something's an issue, he want to make sure it's solved, like, what's wrong? You know what I mean? What happened? You know, tell me what happened. Let's go fix it. You know, he was one of them dudes, man. And man, had a good spirit, man. Dude was so dope, man. And then he wanted everybody to be put on game about, you know, how to generate this wealth, man. He was putting us on so much stuff that a lot of stuff, I mean, his interviews tell it all, but a lot of stuff he didn't even put in interviews. He was telling us. And I mean, it was just like crazy. Like even about the taxes, man. He was telling us about, you know, him and Black Sam with the taxes. He was putting us on game about so much stuff, man. Some stuff to this day, like I went and picked up a tax book that I read about a year ago, which I need to refresh my memory on that. But I picked up a tax book just because he mentioned it. Like, yo, it's a tax book out there, man. Y'all need to grab it. Woo, you know what I mean? And I was like, bet, you know, let's go grab that and, you know, figure out what we gonna do on that. And, you know, the real estate and all that stuff, man. It was just so much, bro. Some stuff I just wish I had a recorder with me when he would talk, man, just so I could play it for people. Like, yo, this is what Nip would say when I was around him, or this is what he said when he met me, just so people can know that's just not bullshit. Like, that man was really like that, you know?
Thank you for tuning into the show. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Please hit that like button if you haven't already, and please hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel and you like what you hear. I do appreciate each and every one of you. I do this show every Saturday live at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time right here on DustyVisionTV. So if you want to hear it live, set your notifications and tune in. Also, you can follow my second channel, If you're okay with that, subscribe to my second channel, Dusty Vision Radio, right here on YouTube. Dusty Vision Radio. It's my second channel. I post there every single day, and I'm really trying to build that channel up as well. If you are on the Rumble app, check me out at DustyVisionTV, all one word, DustyVisionTV on Rumble. Rumble is an app where it's the uncensored version of YouTube. It's a lot more fun over there, so please follow me over there because I am posting content daily over there as well, and I'm really looking to build up my Rumble channel. That's RUMBLE. You got to download that app and then follow me, DustyVisionTV on Rumble. Also, if you're on Instagram, follow me, Dusty Vision Radio on Instagram. Dusty Vision Radio on Instagram. And if you are on Facebook, Dusty Vision TV. I do appreciate each and every one of you. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.